Hello there and welcome to Sports Review on iBrandTV. It's a new week and I can tell you there's a lot to talk about. Right here on this show, we'll take a look at the stories that are trending in the world of sports, and like I said, it's a new week. There's a lot that went down this weekend. We'll be taking a look at the 2021 budget that is out well, it's been out for a while, and we'll be talking about it, about 181 billion naira for the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and out of that, about 1.2 billion is expected to go to the NFF. We'll take a look at that story on a larger scale on this show. And then we'll talk about the D Tigers. There's a lot that is going on about them. They are getting themselves in top shape for the Afro basketball qualifiers holding right there in Rwanda, right there in Kigali later this November. The new Coach Mike Brom has released his 20-man provisional list. The likes of Ike Diogu is on that one. We'll take a look at all the men that has been made in Coach Brown's list. And then we'll talk about tennis. Zverev and Medvedev locked it on in the Paris Masters final this weekend, and it ended in favor of one man. We'll take a look at who was able to come out tops in that all-important clash right there in Paris. And then we'll talk about the big ones that went down in Europe this weekend. Arsenal, Real Madrid, both drowning in the rivers of Aston Villa and River Valencia. And of course, there was the one that went down in England between Manchester City and Liverpool, both ending in a 1-1 draw. Well, they decided maybe it's better for world peace to reign than one side take all 3 points. We'll take a look at all those on this show. Ensure you don't go anywhere, and when we return from this break, we'll dive right into all of this. I'll be your host. My name is Judechi Chidezie. Hello and welcome back to Sports Review right here on iBrandTV. I told you there's going to be a lot we'll be talking about on the show today. How about we kick off with the 2021 budget? Let's start with that and let's talk about how out of about 13 trillion naira, 181 billion is going to the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And the Ministry of Youth and Sports has said, not just, because it's a whole lot of money, about 1.2 billion naira is expected to go to the NFF, the Nigerian Football Federation. Now let's take a look at this at a larger scale. The NFF is expected to get about 1,231,725,243 naira from the Ministry of Youth and Sport for the 2021 fiscal year. Now, the Ministry of their own part is expected to get 181 billion 352,458 naira from the Nigerian budget. Now, the budget of the sports ministry, that's just about 1.3% of Nigeria's budget for 2021. Now, out of that's 181 billion naira, about 12.9 billion is expected to go to the Ministry of Youth and Sports headquarters, and about 164 billion is going to be spent on the National Youth Service Corps, and that's going to be the largest chunk of money from the sports ministry's budget. Now, about 1.73 billion naira is expected to go to the Citizenship and Leadership Training Center. Now, let's talk about the NFF's money. That's about 1.2 billion naira. Now, out of that 1.2 billion naira, 755,495,006 naira is expected to go into sporting activities, which goes from the AFCON to the World Cup qualifiers and the rest of them. Of course, the under-17, the under-20 are all part of that. 106,071,000 is expected to be used for salaries of the players and the staff. About 45 million naira is expected to go into the purchase of buses, and about 1.5 million would be spent on medical expenses. About 2.5 billion is expected to be used for publicity and advertisements, and this is just part of all NFF is going to be spending from their 1.2 billion naira. Well, at this point, many are asking, if NFF is getting 1.2 billion, how about the other sporting sectors? Well, that's going to be a topic for another day, and this is just about, well, the NFF budget is just about 0.68% of the sports ministry's budget for the 2021 fiscal year. And there's good news, well, and I would say there's also bad news. the budget is yet to be approved. But the good news is that the Senate is telling us that the budget will be approved before the end of the year. So possibly the NFF get this money in time for the planning of the 2021 season. And I can tell you, if we get the money in time, or if the NFF get the money in time, it's good news for all of us. Now let's move over from that, from one good news to another, and talk about the D Tigers. The 20-man provisional list is finally out, and I can tell you I am as excited as you possibly are. Have you not heard about the list, the men that are in the list? We'll take a look at that. Coach Mike Brown has released the list, and this team is expected to fly down to Kigali right there in Rwanda later this November for the Afro basketball qualifiers that is holding right there in Kigali in Rwanda. Now, out of the 20 men that were named in this list, about 7 of them are from the 2019 World Cup team that represented Nigeria in Tokyo. The likes of Ike Diogu, you know that name, right? Ike Diogu, the ever-present, the ever-wonderful captain of the D Tigers. He's in that list. Festus Eziali, who is a 2015 NBA champion. He won the NBA with Golden State Warriors. He's also in the list. Another man that is also in the list is Ikewamu. He missed the list the last time the team was meant to go to the World Cup. He's finally in this list. It's a 20-man list though. The list will still be cut down. How about take a look at the full list that has been named by Coach Mike Brown? Now the men on the list are Stan Okoye, Ikechukwu. Okay, now let's take a look at the 20 men that were named in the list by Coach Mike Brown. Now there's Stan Okoye in that one, Ikechukwu, we've already talked about him, Ike Iruebu, there's Talib Zana, Chima Moneke, there's Obina Echechuonya, and of course Michael Biniye. Of course, there's still Obina Emejano, there's Mike Evebaha, there's Michael Eric, there's Tonye Jekiri, Rashid Sulaiman is also in that one. Zaid Hest Opalanaka is in that one too. There's Ekpe Udo, Ben Uzo, Christopher Obeka. There's Ike Diogu, we already talked about him. You remember Braxton. Braxton is in that one. Braxton Obu Ezwe. There's Festus Eziali, who we talked about was an NBA champion back then in 2015. And of course, John Obunu. Now, these men are expected to fly down to Kigali, Rwanda. It might not be the entire team. The team might still be cut down before the qualifiers begin in Rwanda in November, 27th of November. That one is expected to run between 27th and 29th of November in Rwanda. Now, let's take a dive from basketball and talk about tennis for a moment. Now, I'll be leaving you with this quick one as we go on a quick break. I'll leave you with this quick one. Clips from this weekend's huge games that went down in Europe. When we get back, we'll talk about the ones that went down in Europe. Lots and lots of exciting games. Arsenal losing their own. Real Madrid also losing. We'll take a look at that when we return.
We should go very deep to find Louise. And that is a well taken.
Stunning game at Mestalla on Sunday night. Karim Benzema.
Welcome back, and it was goals over the weekend in Europe. You saw that one, how it went down in one of the big games from this weekend. Now let's take you through the games that went down. A quick rundown. Selected games from some of the Europe's top 5 leagues. In Serie A, Lazio ended their own with Juventus. That one ended in a 1-1 draw. Napoli winning their game over Bologna, and it was our very own Victor Osimhen scoring in the 23rd minute for his side. AC Milan and Verona, that one ended 2 goals for both sides. And of course, in Bundesliga, the big one that went down was between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund at the home of Borussia Dortmund, the Signal Iduna Park. Marco Reus getting a goal for Dortmund, as well as Erling Haaland. For Bayern Munich, Alaba, Lewandowski, and Sané. And of course, it should have ended 5-2 in favor of Bayern Munich. Unfortunately for Lewandowski, 2 goals chalked off. In La Liga, lots and lots of goals. It was Atletico winning 4-0 over Cadiz. Barcelona 5-2 winners over Real Betis. And Getafe, that one ended in favor of Villarreal 3-1. Victor Samuel Chukwueze, an unused sub in that one. Sevilla, we had 1-0 champions over Osasuna. Real Sociedad, who are currently topping the La Liga table. We are able to do it 2 goals over Granada. Granada not able to get one. And the big one that went down in La Liga this weekend was between Valencia and Real Madrid. Valencia able to do it 4-1 over the Spanish champions. The funny thing about the game is the fact that Carlos Zola had to score 3 different penalties. 3 penalties in favor of Valencia, and he scored all 3. The 4th goal for Valencia came off Rafael Varane, unfortunately for Real Madrid. Well, let's talk about the Premier League. Lots and lots of exciting games went down this weekend. It started with Brighton and Burnley ending in a goalless draw on Friday night, and then Southampton came off 2-0 winners over Newcastle. On Saturday, Everton took on Manchester United, and Bruno Fernandes brilliantly saving Ole Gunnar Solskjaer his job once again. That one ended 3-1 in favor of the Red Devils. Crystal Palace took on Leeds United on Saturday, and that one ended in favor of them 4-1. And of course, Chelsea doing it brilliantly over Sheffield United. Finally, no more clean sheet for Edouard Mendy, who was in goal once again for Chelsea. West Ham ended their own game on Saturday. It ended in favor of them 1-0. The big one on Sunday was between Manchester City and Liverpool. That game had everything. There were goals, there were penalties missed, there were penalties scored. Mohamed Salah equalizing scoring the opener for Liverpool from the penalty spot. And Gabriel Jesus, the one who some love to call Jesus, was able to get the equalizer for Manchester City. There were cards in that game, but unfortunately for one man, Kevin De Bruyne, missing the goal, the penalty, of course, that should have given Manchester City the lead in that game. That one ended 1-1 in favor of both sides. Arsenal on Sunday night, we are stunned at home, and it ended in favor of Aston Villa. That one ended 3-0 in favor of the sides from the Villa Park. And that's how it ended for Arteta's men on Sunday night. At this point, I know you're asking, where on the table is your team located? Leicester City, Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool, all leading the Premier League. Right now, the like of Chelsea is on 5th position. At this point, Manchester United fans will be asking themselves, where is our team located on the table? I can tell you we are 14th on the table. And I think you should be praying right now that your team does not go on relegation. So this is where we'll be calling it a wrap on today's edition of the show. It's been exciting, it's been exhilarating right here on Sports Review on iBrandTV. Ensure you join us next time. We'll be going away for now, but we'll be back some other time, because he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Till next time I come your way, ensure you stay safe, ensure you try to have some fun. It's still Sports Review on iBrandTV. My name is Jide Chichidieze. Till next time, have a wonderful time ahead.